the holistic view of project management, bridging the closing phase with core process groups to emphasize integration and accountability. Closing involves formalizing completion of all activities, ensuring risks are resolved, procurements finalized, scope validated, and plans archived, while also transitioning deliverables and capturing lessons learned. This critical phase ties directly into the broader PM process groups, which systematically coordinate communication, human resources, quality, cost, time, and execution throughout the project lifecycle. Together, these elements form a comprehensive framework for project success, where disciplined planning, vigilant execution, and rigorous closing ensure that every aspect, from stakeholder engagement to resource management, is aligned with strategic goals. This integrated approach not only safeguards against oversight, but also transforms isolated tasks into a cohesive, controlled, and measurable journey from initiation to delivery, maximizing value and minimizing uncertainty at every stage. When we talk about processes in project management, we're referring to a structured series of actions designed to reach a specific outcome. Each of these processes relies on well-defined inputs, uses a set of tools or techniques, and delivers measurable outputs. Understanding this structure is key to achieving project goals efficiently and effectively. For a project to succeed, it needs more than just execution. It requires the right mix of adaptability, communication, and control. That means selecting the right processes, tailoring approaches to the project's unique demands, engaging stakeholders throughout, and aligning all efforts with expectations. At the same time, we must navigate constraints like scope, time, cost, and risk without compromising quality or deliverables. Project management unfolds in a series of interconnected phases, starting with initiating, where the project's objectives, boundaries, and leadership are established. This sets the stage for planning, where we develop comprehensive roadmaps, define key assumptions, and prepare for the execution phase. As we move into executing, the plans are put into action, deliverables are created, efforts tracked, and any changes or issues are identified. Throughout this, controlling acts as a feedback loop, ensuring performance aligns with expectations, addressing deviations, and implementing necessary changes. Finally, the closing phase ensures everything is wrapped up, evaluations completed, documentation finalized, and lessons captured. Beyond the life cycle, ongoing improvement is key. We don't just finish a project, we analyze what worked, what didn't, and feed that knowledge back into future efforts to continuously raise the bar. Every project begins with a clear starting point. This is the initiating phase, where the foundation is laid and the project officially kicks off. From here, we move into planning, which feeds directly into execution. These two phases are heavily interconnected, with execution relying on a solid, adaptable plan to move forward effectively. As the work unfolds, the monitoring and controlling processes continuously oversee progress, making sure everything stays aligned with goals, scope, and constraints. These processes aren't standalone, they wrap around planning and execution to adjust course as needed, manage risks, and ensure accountability. Finally, all efforts converge in the closing phase, where we bring the project to a formal end. Deliverables are finalized, learnings are captured, and we transition smoothly out of the project phase. This life cycle ensures that no matter the scale, each project moves through a structured, controlled path from start to finish. The process group diagram illustrates the distribution of efforts, including workforce, resources, and stakeholder interaction across the 5 project management process groups over a project's timeline. The initiating process group that formalizes objectives, and the closing process group that formalizes completion, typically requires moderate effort, focusing on approvals and documentation. The planning process group demands high effort to develop detailed strategies, schedules, and resource plans, while the executing process group peaks in effort as teams implement deliverables, manage resources, and engage stakeholders. The monitoring and controlling process group maintains steady effort through ongoing performance tracking, risk mitigation, and adjustments to keep the project aligned with goals. The timeline spans from start or project kickoff to finish, emphasizing that effort intensity varies by phase. For example, workforce and resource allocation surge during execution, whereas interactions like stakeholder updates remain consistent during monitoring. This visualization underscores the importance of balancing effort across all groups, ensuring robust planning and control phases support efficient execution, ultimately driving project success within scope, time, and budget constraints. This framework emphasizes that communication peaks during initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and controlling, and closing aligning with real-world PM workflows. The bar chart highlights the evolving nature of project communication across the 5 process groups, reflecting how a project manager's engagement shifts in focus and intensity throughout a project's lifecycle. During the initiating phase, communication centers on aligning stakeholders around the project's purpose and securing approvals, often requiring clear, concise exchanges to set expectations. Planning demands collaborative dialogue to define strategies, scope, and roles, fostering consensus among teams and stakeholders. As the project transitions to execution, communication peaks with frequent updates, issue resolution, and team coordination, ensuring tasks align with goals. Monitoring and controlling sustains this engagement through progress reviews, risk discussions, and adaptive feedback loops. Finally, closing shifts toward formalizing outcomes, documenting lessons learned, and transitioning deliverables, requiring structured communication to finalize accountability. The visualization underscores that communication is not static but adapts to each phase's unique demands. While initiating and closing involve targeted, milestone-driven interactions, execution and monitoring thrive on dynamic, ongoing exchanges to maintain alignment and responsiveness. Effective communication strategies balance clarity with flexibility, ensuring stakeholders remain informed and engaged without overwhelming them. By tailoring approaches to each process group's needs, project managers mitigate misunderstandings, sustain momentum, and drive projects to successful, well-coordinated conclusions. The image outlines a structured project management workflow, beginning with 0-1 project initiation to define objectives and secure stakeholder alignment. This flows into 0-2 business case and 0-3 feasibility study, culminating in 0-4 project charter formalizing authority and scope. 0-5 team highlights the assembly of resources, while 0-6 review ensures outcomes align with goals under the oversight of the project office, which governs processes and compliance. The framework emphasizes iterative validation, with the review phase acting as a checkpoint to refine deliverables and address gaps. The project office centralizes governance, ensuring alignment between execution and strategic objectives. By integrating initiation, planning, and evaluation, this model promotes accountability, adaptability, and clarity, enabling teams to navigate complexities while maintaining focus on business priorities. Initiating a project is all about recognizing that a new effort needs to begin. This phase sets the direction and secures the organizational commitment to move forward. Some organizations may conduct business cases or feasibility studies before this stage, while others treat those activities as part of initiation itself. The focus here is on formalizing the decision to launch the project. That includes identifying key stakeholders, assigning the project manager, and developing a project charter. Once that charter is reviewed and signed off, the project has the green light to proceed. The core outcome of the initiation phase is the approved project charter. This document officially authorizes the project and gives the project manager the authority to proceed. It defines key elements such as requirements, assumptions, constraints, stakeholder roles, and acceptance criteria, all essential for aligning expectations from the outset. To build the charter, we rely on a clear scope or statement of work, and when applicable, a solid business case or feasibility study. We also draw from internal processes, policies, and enterprise environmental factors that shape how the project will be planned and delivered. As the project progresses, both project documents and plans evolve to reflect new insights and decisions. On the documentation side, we update key logs, such as the assumption log, issue log, and risk register, to ensure we're continuously tracking what's changing, what's uncertain, and what needs attention. On the planning front, we refine several critical components. These include how we'll manage requirements, communicate across the project team and stakeholders, handle risks, and ensure effective stakeholder engagement. These updates help keep the project aligned, adaptive, and responsive to real-time needs. The initiation process begins with selecting the project manager, who then studies company culture and existing systems to align the project with organizational norms. This is followed by gathering historical data and processes to inform planning and dividing the project into phases if complexity demands it. Early stakeholder identification ensures their needs and influence are mapped, while documenting business needs and objectives clarifies the project's purpose. Assumptions and constraints are recorded to set boundaries, culminating in the project charter, formalizing authority and goals, and a preliminary scope statement defining deliverables and boundaries. This structured flow ensures the project is rooted in organizational reality and stakeholder expectations. By addressing cultural influences, historical insights, and phased planning upfront, the initiation phase establishes a clear, actionable foundation. The charter and scope statement act as keystones, transitioning the project from concept to a formally authorized endeavor, ready for detailed planning and execution. The project charter serves as a high-level snapshot of the project. It lays out the justification for the work, outlines key objectives and goals, and defines the budget, deliverables, and anticipated risks. This document ensures everyone understands the purpose and scope from the beginning. Importantly, the charter formally names the project manager and grants them the authority to assign tasks and lead the effort. It's essentially the foundational agreement. A project charter is one of the most important foundational documents for any project. It formally establishes the project, ensuring that it is recognized and authorized within the organization. This document serves as a green light for project managers, giving them the official written authority to begin planning and executing the project's objectives. The charter typically outlines key elements such as the project scope, objectives, stakeholders, and the roles and responsibilities of the project team. By defining these components early on, the charter helps ensure alignment and clarity among all parties involved, setting the stage for a structured and organized approach throughout the project's lifecycle. It is a vital tool for establishing accountability, direction, and focus from the outset. Project manager may write the charter if he has assigned in advance. The sponsor who signs the charter. Project charter document formally authorizes the project, establishing its foundational authority and strategic intent. In the attached sample IVR project charter artifact, it defines the project's purpose: to implement a new automated telephone system that ensures no call goes unanswered, directly supporting the sales team to increase efficiency and customer satisfaction. The charter outlines measurable objectives, including a 20% increase in orders per team member and a 10-point rise in customer satisfaction, while acknowledging key constraints and risks. It appoints Alice Michaels as project manager and provides the executive framework necessary to align all stakeholders and guide the project to successful completion. The image presents a project charter for the Bank Biometric Initiative, outlining core elements to formalize the project's launch. Key sections include Project Overview, short timeline, led by Project Manager Mohamri, sponsored by Khalid. Business Need, enhance bank security via biometric devices to reduce theft risks and improve customer trust. Scope, installation of biometric entry systems, with deliverables focused on reputation building and customer retention. Risks, high costs and system failure risks, balanced by assumptions like timely permits and brand compliance. Budget, $10,000 allocated, though detailed cost breakdowns are absent. Milestones, includes device implementation and security system development, with target dates but no progress tracking. Team, roles defined example, finance manager, team members, Their responsibilities lack specificity. Strengths and gaps. The Charter effectively frames the project's purpose and structure, but lacks granularity. Deliverables like reputation are vague, and the budget requires itemization. Role clarity and measurable success criteria for milestones like penetration testing standards would enhance accountability. Despite these gaps, the Charter aligns stakeholders on security goals, risks, and timelines, providing a foundational roadmap for execution.